Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Last week we were talking about the whole COVID-19 pandemic and how starting to homeschool in the middle of this pandemic is just not a good idea. That being said, that video was mostly for parents who have every intention of sending their kids back to school when all this is done. The parents who are looking forward to, 4, 6, 8 weeks into the future, even in September, looking to send their kids back to the public school system. But there's a group of people, a group of parents out there who are looking at this whole pandemic thing as a chance to do something they've always wanted to do, which is homeschool their kids. A lot of them are excited to have this time to focus on doing something they always felt called to do, or they've been wanting to try, and are looking at this time that they have as a chance to try it out and to jump into homeschooling for the first time ever. So a lot of people have been asking us, how do we start homeschooling? This is our first go. We want to continue homeschooling past this whole COVID-19 thing. We want to homeschool our kids full time. How do we start? The first thing you need to do if you're going to start homeschooling is you need to deschool. And today we are going to go through exactly how to do that and what that is, because it's a very, very important process if you are taking your kids out of the public school system and bringing them into homeschooling. So let's get started. What is deschooling is one of the first questions you might have. Deschooling is a process where parents and children are going to unlearn certain things and learn new things. So you're going to unlearn a lot of the expectations and systems that come from the public school system that you probably didn't even realize exist. You're going to unlearn things like the schedule, the needing to have like split blocks in a day. You're going to unlearn things like grades and the academic expectations that kids have and the pressure that's put on them. That's something you're going to unlearn, while also learning about your new normal, how to learn through everyday life, and you're going to learn a lot of things about what your new family system and relationships are going to be. So it is a process of transition, and it's a very important process that if you are coming out of the public or private school system, you really do need to deschool. So who should deschool is the next question. Very simple answer. If your kids have been to public or private school for any length of time, you are going to need some period of deschooling. Simple as that. Why should you deschool is another question that we get. People think, well, we could just start homeschooling. It's not a big deal. You will see that deschooling actually makes the homeschooling process much easier in terms of the transition. So right now, if you are following the COVID-19 pandemic, there's a lot of parents who are starting to homeschool for the first time, and they are completely overwhelmed trying to get all their schoolwork done and all these, get the workbooks and get the academics and follow the videos and all that. They are overwhelmed and they're stressed. Part of the reason is because they didn't deschool. You will find that deschooling, when you start, it's like a transition period from public school to homeschool. It's this space in between that allows the transition to homeschooling to be so much smoother. And allows it to be smoother for so many reasons. It allows kids and parents to unlearn certain things, like we talked about, the expectations of school, so that you're going to sit in a desk, that you're going to do math for 15 minutes, and then you're going to do this for 25 minutes, and you're going to do the whole bell structure system. That's something that you can unlearn. You are going to unlearn things about like having to do tests all the time and grading and having only one chance to get something done correctly before it's counted against you. Those are things that you are going to unlearn, and it takes time for parents and kids to kind of wrap their heads around changing from something that they've always known. Another reason why you're wanting to deschool is because it allows kids to get the chance to get the novelty of not going to school out of their system. So think of it like kids on summer break. They get super excited. They are going to watch too much TV, and they're going to stay up too late and sleep in late, and they're going to do all these things because they all of a sudden have this novelty of not having to go to school, right? Think of that, but even on a more extended time frame. They need a chance to get the novelty of not going to school out of their system. So a lot of parents will say like they let their kids kind of figure out their own schedule. It lets you figure out when is a good time for them to go to sleep, when is it a good time for them to wake up, when are they actually hungry, when how much TV is too much TV? What are they really wanting to do with their time? And so letting them kind of get the novelty out of the system is really important, because it means that they're not going to fight so much when it comes to having to do other things. Just like having the chance to kind of like, play too many video games or watch things on YouTube comes up, people get concerned that because their kids are deschooling, that they're not learning things. The interesting thing about deschooling is it actually allows kids to have a chance to find what they're really interested in. What are their passions? What are they interested in? Like, what really makes them excited? Because a lot of the time, they're not really sure what makes them excited. They've been in such a structured, scheduled routine for so long that they don't really know what excites them, or they're just following their peer groups at school. This kid really loves Pokemon, so I guess we all love Pokemon and everyone's into Pokemon. But are they really into Pokemon? So sometimes what seems like just watching YouTube videos or playing Minecraft or whatever is actually kids finding what they're really interested in and kind of diving in. And so it sounds counterproductive, and this is part of the unlearning for parents, is that sometimes diving into something and being really, really enthralled with it and wanting to do it a lot, it's actually them learning what they really like and what they're interested in. So yes, jumping into all that, this is why we need deschooling. It's because you need a chance to kind of unlearn certain things and adjust to new things. Another reason why deschooling is important is because it's a time for relationships are going to change when you homeschool, and so it's kind of a nice time to let parents reconnect with their kids, because there is going to be a transition when you are all of a sudden at home with your kids 24/7. There is going to be a change in the relationship, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. It can be stressful trying to figure out how like this kid needs some space, or I need some space, or we need to do more together, or like this kid needs me more than I thought they would. So it gives time for those parent-child relationships to kind of mold and change and adjust without the stress of now having to add in, academics to it. Deschooling is also important because it allows parents to adjust to having their kids home all day. And I know that sounds really strange, but when you go from having your kids in the public school system where they're gone 6 or 7 hours a day to all of a sudden home 24 hours a day, it can be really overwhelming. There's more mess because they're playing with things and they're into things and they're in the space more. There's going to be, they eat more because they're going to ask you for a million snacks a day. There's more boredom at times because they're trying to figure out, especially when you're coming from the public school system, they don't always know what to do with their time or how to fill their time. It's a learned skill. Trying to figure out what you want to do when you don't know what to do is a learned skill, and a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to learn that because their days have been so scheduled and structured for them. It's also a time for kids to learn like their relationship with their siblings, which means you're going to have some sibling bickering, which can be really overwhelming for parents. So deschooling is a time to adjust to all of these things. It's also a time to focus on the health and behaviors of your family, particularly if you've had a lot of stresses leaving the school system. It's a time to kind of heal from that and from the stress that has come out of, being in school all the time. For some people, that's very stressful, and there's a variety of situations why they've been stressed out about school. And now deschooling gives them a time to kind of like and let it go so that they can start homeschooling without having that stress still sitting on their shoulders. And that's why deschooling is so important. It allows this transition to be more smooth so that parents aren't overwhelmed and kids aren't overwhelmed, and you can actually jump into homeschooling later on a better foot. So when do you start deschooling and how long do you deschool? When to start deschooling? Basically as soon as your kids are pulled out of school. Simple enough. As soon as you pull your kids out of school, following whatever legal measures you need to follow, that's what you do. You pull your kids and you start deschooling right away. How long you're going to deschool depends on your situation. The rule of thumb that I've seen floating around and heard of is anywhere from 1 week to 1 month per year your kid was in school. So for example, if you have a 5th grader, you're going to deschool anywhere from 5 weeks to 5 months. Kindergarten counts as grade 1 if you're curious. So like 1 week per kindergarten year. The reason why it's such a wide time frame is because people leave the school system for a variety of reasons. So for example, if you have left on a very positive note, if you said, you know what, our life situation have changed. We really always wanted to homeschool. Now we are in this position where we can homeschool. We're interested in we've always wanted to do this, and now we can. And you're leaving. You've never had issues with bullying. You haven't had issues with the teachers or the administration at school, and you're just leaving because it's something you've always wanted to do. You're going to find your deschooling time probably more on the shorter side, maybe closer to the 5 weeks, or the 1 week per grade kind of time frame. But if you are leaving the school system on a more negative note, and there's like a whole variety, if you've been dealing with really severe bullying, if you've had lots of issues with resistance to schooling and issues with administration, if you're leaving on a more negative note, the more severe of a negativity that you're leaving on, the longer you're probably going to want to deschool, because it's going to allow time to heal. It's going to allow time to release that stress. It's going to allow time to just focus on the healing and the behaviors that need to get better in order for you to actually successfully homeschool. So your time frames are going to vary depending on your situation. That's okay. Your kids are not going to fall behind because you took 5 months to deschool. They will be fine. Obviously this gets complicated when you're pulling multiple kids, but like I said, it's a time frame, it's a rough estimate, and you can definitely decide how things are going. If things are going well, you can obviously cut your deschooling time shorter. If things are not going well, you can make it longer. It is all about making sure that when you start homeschooling and start introducing academics, that your kids are in the best possible physical, mental, and emotional state to do so. Where are you going to deschool? Obviously at home, because you're not going to deschool out of school, but not just at home. I think that's important, that if you can, obviously right now you can't, but if you can, to take your kids wherever you're going. If you're going to the grocery store, they go with you. If you're going to doctor's appointments, they go with you. If it is safe to take them with you, then you do that. Basically, part of learning deschooling is that you are learning to function in society, and it's also time for you as a parent to learn how to handle all your children when you're going out into society for all these different errands, and it's a chance for them to learn how to behave and how to function in society as well. So wherever you're going when you're homeschooling or when you're deschooling, that's where your kids go, and that's just how we do it. Final question would be, how do you actually deschool? So the important thing about deschooling is that there are no academics. During your deschooling time, there are no educational academics. So there's going to be no workbooks, there's no tests, there's no quizzes, there's no online curriculum, there's no learning apps that are being pushed in front of kids. It is time to just focus on learning to live in your home with your family, doing life the best that you can. Like, that is literally what the deschooling time is about. It's a time to let kids explore. So let them go to the library and pick out whatever books they want. It's a time to let them watch YouTube videos and to play Legos all day. And it's a time to let them figure out what they're interested in, what their passions are, what hobbies they're interested in, and to kind of follow that. When you're deschooling, it's also important to start to try to follow natural schedules. So for example, people find it very odd that our 4-year-old goes to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. The big difference between my 4-year-old and a public school 4-year-old is that my 4-year-old can sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning. So the time frames are different because that's just how our family naturally flows, and that's how our time works in our family. My kids sleep in the morning later than most public school kids. So they stay up later than most public school kids, and that's just the way it naturally flows in our family. It's going to take time for your family to adjust and figure out what their natural rhythm of the day is. I know homeschoolers whose kids sleep till about noon and then stay up till close to midnight, because that's just the way their family works, especially with mom and dad shift work and stuff like that. It's just the way it works. So you're gonna have to figure out what your natural schedule for your family is. When you are deschooling, there's definitely a focus on health, life skills, and new positive behaviors. So sometimes it's working on how to do certain chores. Sometimes it's working on how to share or how to speak kinder to people. Like, there's different life skills depending on what your family is, obviously, in your kid's situation. But the focus is on like learning how to be physically, mentally, emotionally healthy, how to function in your family and how to help your family function properly through life skills. So there's probably gonna be a lot of cooking and baking, like I said, chores, helping keep your house running at the best that you can. And that's kind of a nice transition because it gives you focus. It gives you things to do during the day with your kids and things that you can teach them that are outside of the academic norm. So they kind of have a slight transition towards learning, but it's not necessarily academic learning. So it's a great way to transition, again, from the public school system to homeschooling. Parents find that the deschooling time can be a little bit difficult because their want, right, as many parents, is if I'm going to homeschool, we got to start right away. And if I'm not homeschooling and I'm deschooling, I need to jump in and research as much as I can, figure everything out. Here's the recommendation. If you are a parent who is in the process of deschooling, take at least a couple weeks to relax. Just focus on, like I said, life skills, natural rhythms, routines, what is working for your family. That is your first priority. And it also gives yourself a break because you don't want to add another level of things that you need to do. After a couple of weeks of just being with your family, when things are starting to flow more naturally and organically and you're finding you're kind of found a natural rhythm to your family, then it would be a great time to maybe find a couple books to read. We're going to put some links to the two below that I'm going to suggest. I highly suggest Julie Bogart's The Brave Learner. It's a great book for homeschoolers. I actually did a review on it, so if you're interested, I'll put that link below. Another great book, especially if you're coming out of the public school system and into homeschooling, is a book called Dumbing Us Down. It's by John Taylor Gatto. That's a great book about the role of school and how it's not exactly everything it seems to be. It's great for homeschoolers to, especially those who are transitioning from the public school system. I think it's a really excellent read. Once you kind of get to the end of your deschooling time as a parent, you can totally start to research what kind of home curriculum options you might want to use, what your educational style is, stuff like that. So definitely jump into that towards the end of your deschooling time. But before that, again, focus on family and relationships until you've found your natural rhythm. Otherwise, you're just gonna be adding another level of stress to your day. It's important for me to tell you this because I think a lot of parents are gonna worry that if they take these big breaks, this deschooling time, their kids are gonna fall behind. And the truth is, it's not gonna happen. For a lot of reasons, if you read Dumbing Us Down, you'll find that out. But as a teacher, I can tell you, kids are gonna learn at the most optimal level when they are comfortable, when they feel secure, when they are getting all of their needs met, when they're physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy, and they're happy in their routine and their schedule. So if you are switching from public school to homeschooling, it is important that you give kids this time to make that transition before you jump into academics. And once you're into the academics, once they're good and happy in their routine and you've added academics, again, you might want to add them slowly. You can add the academics in and they'll be okay. They'll catch up, they'll go ahead, they'll go slower. It's okay because once you're in homeschooling, you realize all kids learn at their own rate and that's okay. So take this time, this deschooling time, to transition, to adjust, to become more comfortable in your home with your kids, and hopefully this will help make your homeschooling experience start on a positive note. Because that is the whole point of homeschooling, is that we want to raise our kids to be happy, healthy, emotionally balanced kids, as well as good academic children as well. So make sure that you take some time, deschool, and you will find your homeschooling transition to be a little bit easier. If you are starting to homeschool, first off, I want to tell you that we do have our own book on how to start homeschooling. We will put a link below. It is available on Amazon as a hard copy or as an ebook. And if you like this video or other videos that we make, we put new videos out every Monday, and so you will want to subscribe and click the bell so that you get notifications when a new video comes out. We are also very active on Instagram and Facebook. You can find us there. We answer DMs, we set up pictures and activities on a regular basis, so you will definitely want to follow us there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.